All right, so welcome back. In this video, we are going to discuss the relationship between planets and signs, grahas and rashis, respectively. So, when we are doing analytical techniques, when we're trying to analyze a chart, we will come across the question of who is the first lord, who is the second lord, who is the fourth lord, who is the lord of the sixth house, who is the lord of the seventh house, who is the bhavesha of the eighth house, right? Who is the bhavesha of the ninth house, etc., so on and so forth. Bhava Isha, Bhava house, Isha lord, lord of a house. So we're going to try to attempt to answer this question in 2 videos. But right now, before that, we need to know which planets rule which signs. Okay? So that requires us to understand the relationship between a planet, which is a graha, from the root grah, to grasp, right, or to seize, and rashi, or sign. So we need to understand the relationship between a graha and a rashi, a planet and a sign. So remember, here we have 12 rashis or 12 signs. Some are earth, some are water, some are fire, some are air, right? They are like fields, environment with an ambience, right? They can be watery, they can be fiery, they can be analytical, they can be emotional, etc. They are elemental. They're like fields or an ambience in your home, okay? And the planets, as we have Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, in the seven right here, we're going to say we're not going to include Rahu and Ketu for now. We have 7 planets. And these 7 planets, they rule the signs. They rule the rashis. So which planets rule which signs, or in the passive, which signs are ruled by which planets? So the planets are going to rule certain signs and rule certain rashis. And by isolating and understanding that planet is going to dictate how that force field or how that ambience is going to express itself in a person's chart. And more specifically, as we go further, how that is going to dictate how that house is represented, which we will take the next step later. So for now, let's go through the 12 signs and just try to understand which planets are ruling these signs, okay? So first, let's look at the first one, which is Aries. Aries in Sanskrit is called Mesha. Mesha. Aries is ruled by Mars, right? Mangala. Okay? Aries, the fire sign, I'm just going to put the element Aries, the fire sign, ruled by Mars, Mangala. 2, Taurus, which is an earth sign called Vrishabha. Vrishabha, that's the name in Sanskrit, is ruled by Venus. Shukra. So Taurus, which is an earth sign, is ruled by Venus. We have to commit these to memory, okay? 3, Gemini. Gemini in Sanskrit called Mithuna is ruled by Mercury, called Buddha. Okay? And Gemini, the air sign. So Aries ruled by Mars, Taurus ruled by Venus, Gemini ruled by Mercury. Okay? 4, we have Cancer, which is a water sign called Karka. And that is ruled by the moon, called Chandra. Okay? So Cancer, Gemini, Taurus, Aries in these directions. And these are the planets that are ruling these elemental zones, okay, or these rashis. Now, let's look at 5, which is Leo. Leo called Simha is ruled by the sun called Surya. 6th, Virgo called Kanya is ruled by Mercury. So now we are seeing a planet ruling 2 signs. So Mercury rules Gemini and Mercury rules Virgo, right? Now let's move on to the 7th one, Libra. This is pronounced as Tula, and that is ruled by Venus. Okay, ruled by Venus, Shukra. So now we saw that Venus rules Taurus, but Venus also rules Libra as well. Then we have 8 being Scorpio, pronounced as, I believe it's Tula, pronounced as Vrishchika. Vrishchika. That is ruled by Mars. So Mangala. Mangala. The 9, Sagittarius, called Dhanu, is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter, which is called Guru, right? If you watch the previous video, you'll know this as well. 10, which is Capricorn, is, let me just make some space here. So 10, the 10th sign, which is Capricorn, called Makara, is ruled by Saturn, which is called Shani. The 11th one, make some space here, which is Aquarius, is called Kumbha. And that's also ruled by Saturn, which is called Shani. And finally, the 12th sign, we have space here, which is Pisces, is called Meena. And that's also ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter, which is Guru. Guru. Okay? So these must be committed to memory. 12 signs: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Okay? Each sign is ruled by a particular planet. You must know the relationship between planet and sign. So, which planet rules Leo? The sun. Which planet or which graha rules Scorpio? Mars. Which planet rules Taurus? Which graha rules Taurus? Venus. Okay? You can also say, who is the ruler of Sagittarius? Jupiter. Who is the ruler of Capricorn? Saturn. You can say, who is the lord of Scorpio? Mars. Who is the lord of Sagittarius? Jupiter. So we're looking at these words of, we're looking at lord, we're looking at ruler, right? We're looking at graha, right? Lord, ruler, graha, etc. Right? So who is the lord of, who is the ruler of, who is the graha of? You don't say that often, but you can say that here. Okay? Or you can ask in the other way, right? What is Virgo ruled by? You can say Mercury. right? What is Libra ruled by, or who is Libra ruled by? Venus. Point is, you must know the relationship between planet and sign. That planets own signs and signs are owned by planets. Okay? And so remember, here we're going to see something very interesting. And so we'll just write it down to make it very clear to you. So certain planets rule 2 signs and certain planets only rule 1. So for instance, Mars will rule Aries and Scorpio, right? Then Mercury will rule Gemini and Virgo. Gemini and Virgo. Oops. And Virgo. Venus will rule Taurus and Libra. And Saturn will rule Capricorn and Aquarius. Capricorn and Aquarius. Which leaves that, I'll write it here, that the sun rules Leo and the moon rules Cancer. So you have to remember that these, Mars, Mercury, Venus, and Saturn, right? They are going to rule 2 signs. So Aries, Scorpio, Gemini, Virgo, Taurus, Libra, Capricorn, Aquarius, right? So Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, and then there's one more actually, Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius, and also Pisces. There you go. Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, and Jupiter. These are called the Tara Grahas. These are the main grahas here, 5 here, and they're going to rule each 2 signs. But these grahas here, Sun and Moon, well, they're all main grahas. These grahas, Sun and Moon, only will rule 1 sign respectively. So just remember that. So again, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, 2 signs, and Sun and Moon will rule 1 sign. And this will stay as it is. And this is a very important fundamental skill that we need to learn in order to move on to who is the first lord, who is the second lord, who is the third lord, okay? So in this video, we learned the relationship between planets and signs, how planets rule signs, and how signs are ruled by planets. And in the next video, we will go on to the next step to help us understand how to interpret the chart more efficiently. Thank you.